Lowe's knows how to help you save. This July 4th, get up to 40% off select Maytag laundry appliances. Plus, get an additional 10% off when you buy 2 or 3 select major appliances. And when you buy 4 or more, you'll save an additional 20%. Find the right appliances and features that fit your home's unique needs and style. Shop Maytag 4th of July deals at Lowe's. Valid through 7/9. See Lowe's.com for details. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Selection varies by location.
If you love entertainment, current events, and Hollywood, don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators. Today we have a special guest,
JJ Sam.
Welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate you for having me as well.
Of course.
To have me, so thank you. So.
Of course. I mean, your music's really, I actually listened to all of it. I went all the way down, not just to your song Obsessed, which was absolutely phenomenal, by the way. Phenomenal. But before I get into that, I love going back to the beginning. I always say like the beginning kind of charts our trajectory, like our little habits that we pick up along the way kind of follow us as we into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood. What was that like? And kind of how did you find your way into music?
Well, I mean, me and my older brother, we grew up in Temple Hills, Maryland. That's where we were. Born and raised Washington, D.C. We grew up in the hood. So our ways of escape was more like sports and entertainment. For me, I actually started out dancing.
Oh, wow.
For me to, I guess, get away from everything. So that was one of my, since I was young, I was just dancing. He was doing music. He's always done music as well. So it was just from a young age. We was always in the entertainment like realm of things.
Yeah.
And as I got older, I think I stopped dancing in high school actually. And just started branching off into, it was when I heard my favorite rapper of all time, Big L. When I heard Big L, he's made me want to pick up the pen. Like from my reaction from him, I was like, I want people to react like that. So from him is what made me actually start writing and doing stuff like that. So
I love that. Now, you said grew up in the hood. Was it challenging as far as like, like finding your, like you said, you listened to this Big L. What was like the first steps of getting it? Did you start writing your own music? Did you go to school for this? Did you like YouTube University? There's so many things people do nowadays.
Well, I've always been a poet. I've always kind of wrote stuff down all the time. I was always a writer. But never to the extent of like trying to grab people attention, I never did that. So I was always writing all the time. But with hip hop, 90s hip hop and things like that, with Big L specifically, he gave off a lot of metaphors and punchlines. So it was the wow factor that I got from that. And I actually transitioned into that. Like I was always writing. I was more into like, I guess Tupac is a good example. He's very poetic. But then I ended up going from the flowers bloom to this and that to metaphors and punchlines to making people, oh my gosh, did he just say that? Like that's I just slowly just branched off into that, just listening to that. So it was always me though. Everything was always me though.
Yeah, I mean, and you're absolutely, you're so talented. I was, when I was listening to it, I kind of thought Q-Tip too. I kind of felt very like, I went like really back at like just, those like artists that kind of, they just have that old soul of like just so much information stored up inside of them that there's, you just want to listen, and you take your listeners on a journey. That's kind of literally what I felt from just even the cadence of your voice and how you deliver it's very, very talented. I mean, I don't think it's taught. I think some people just have that, and or you don't. You know what I
I was
mean?
gonna say, you're not the first person to actually say Q-tip. Like, so it's kind of like odd that you said that, because you're not the first person to say that. And I don't, I guess I don't see it, because I can't see myself from somebody else's perspective, of course.
Right.
So I don't know what people hear or see, but you're like a good handful of people who've said that. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow. No, I like the journey that you take us on. Just, do you feel like when you were in your journey of, being a creative, and as, from a young creative to where you are now, I'm still young. um, would you say that you've always like kind of drawn from like life experiences or just things that are happening around you?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. Everything. Okay, and I'm not gonna say everything, because this project specifically, everything I write or create comes from experience, comes from
Yeah.
things I've seen around me or I've been in. This one is this tweaked a little bit. It's inspired by events, but obviously I didn't shoot anybody or I didn't kill anybody.
That's
But
good.
yeah, yeah. So, but it is everything outside of this whole project has all been true and facts. Everything I've seen, been through, woman relationships, friends, family, death, whatever, has all been all 100% true events. So
Wow. So the song Obsessed, I listened to it, which I absolutely loved. I've never eh, I've never felt that way about someone, but I've had a situation that was almost obsessive that my partner which was, at first you're thinking, wow, this is really lovely, but then you're like, wow, this is unhealthy. This is
yeah.
actually this could actually be a problem.
So
You've
that's kind of what
experienced that.
that kind of so that's what the whole project kind of like revolves around, kind of where it's a guy that, so it's weird, because it's like what you just said, it's like, yeah, you're obsessed, it's like, but then it's like can be unhealthy, like, nah. So that's kind of what this is, where if you listen to the whole story, it's like I love you, I like you, but this is, I'm literally obsessed with you, to the point where it's a turn of events towards the end where things kind of draw the line, because he's so in love and he's so like attached to her. So it's like that's literally what the middle of the project is, obsessed, where it's like I'm obsessed with you so much that I'm like going crazy over you. And
Yeah.
She went for the keys and she walked out the door and she left in a hurry. The only thing that I was thinking was, please don't be doing me dirty. I look to my right and I'm checking the clock, it's about 11:30. I look at my phone and she sent me a text and she told me don't worry. But why would I worry when loving and trusting is easy to me? I almost forgot that trust is a problem and harder for me.
that's where the turn of events happen. So
Yeah. Which people should listen to. I don't want to give that away. I mean, absolutely
yeah.
brilliant body of work. But the fact that it's based on true story, it's like, wow. How did you get yourself out of, like, if I may ask, how did you kind of come to the realization of like, I better not. This is I better, yeah. Yeah.
Um eh, honestly, so is more of a, so okay, so the story, okay, like you said, I don't want to give everything away neither, but it's more of a step back, where you kind of have to readjust yourself into things, like, because you got to think before you react,
Right.
and if you start reacting before you think, and things can kind of go a whole, things like that. So this was more of a what I would have to do was just understand from past experiences, pretty
Mhm.
much, like I told you, like everything's been true. So from past experiences, don't react so quick to everything that comes into your life. So sometimes you just got to just stop, think, and then readjust yourself, and then kind of take action to whatever you have to do. So with the whole like trying to avoid being obsessed with somebody, it's more of a, what am I doing? And embrace the hurt. It's gonna hurt, but it's just like, don't go to, that's kind of what this is, like, don't go overboard. And if you
Yeah.
go overboard, this is what can happen. So it's just
Yeah.
about thinking before you react more, for me. And that's what I'm a fan of. I do that everything, all the time, with everything in my life. So think before I react.
Absolutely. I feel you now. Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. It's so important. Like, I think the older I like, it's funny. I don't really believe in like astrology or anything like that, but people always have subscribed Aries as people who like hot headed. But as I get older, I'm like, yeah, I better think,
Mhm.
and that's so important. Just in life in general, I think it's a great skill to have developed as we get older.
Yes, it is. It is, and I think that's what everything in life. I mean, people who are in jail, like, who
Yeah,
in jail because they reacted before they thought about something. It's like,
absolutely.
you should. So that's what everything though. It's just like, you just gotta. That's what I live by. I think before I react for anything. In this case, in this story, it didn't happen that way.
Yeah. Do you feel like it was like when you're going through the process of making this, was it more like for you, was it very therapeutic for you?
Very, very. Every time I'm in album mode, project mode, EP mode, it's always therapeutic. I zone out. I
Yeah,
I don't I don't listen to any music, no music out aside of what I'm doing. I don't listen
I
to
love
anything.
that.
Very, because I'm always trying to outdo myself.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to find the next best thing. If that makes, I'm always trying to outdo myself. I'm like, okay, I made this. So like, even after this project, I'm like, okay, I gotta outdo this one. What
Yeah.
can I do to outdo it? So it's very, like, it's like I zone out. I'm in a whole different universe whenever I'm doing this.
I love that. I love that. I was just gonna say, with when creating this project, what was that process like? And how involved are you? Are you down to making the beats? Are you like in the studio with everybody?
So I have a team of producers
Nice.
that I work with all the time. I have one engineer I work with. Actually, well, I engineer myself, but not as good as he does. He engineers like the in-depth stuff, like the stuff that needs a lot of details. I just mix down the simple stuff. But I have him, and then I have producers that just send me stuff, and I just listen to beats constantly, trying to figure out which one I want to do, and then I go from there. And obviously the writing process is all me. And
Love
then
that.
with Obsessed, Brenny, she's a good singer. Shout out to
Oh,
her.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. So I actually feel like she made the song. I think she outshined me.
Oh no,
It was,
I
I told her, I was like, this could have been your song. Like, this is all you, but it's fine.
I think it was a beautiful collaboration. I thought it was such a I think both parts needed each other
mhm.
to kind of tell the story of what you were saying. I think it was just it goes hand in hand.
And I appreciate that. Thank you. And but yeah, I'm the recording process is scattered. As far as recording goes,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm in the studio, sometimes I'm on my phone. Um, I
Mhm.
just, if I don't have time or something, I record on my phone and I send it to my engineer, and he does his magic.
Love
So
that.
if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. So it's like, because sometimes I don't have time to go to the studio, so I
Yeah.
just record on my phone.
And that's amazing because like nowadays, I was gonna say that's something I find very interesting that we live like in a time where, I mean, opposed to back in the day, if like, our grandparents or our parents growing up and what music was like and making music would look like,
Hmm.
opposed to now we have AI and like things can get, you can essentially make anything now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it at all,
Oh,
because you never.
really?
But what, you don't know what is what. That's my
Yeah.
thing with AI. You don't know what's true and what's nah. It's cool, but man, but like, yeah, like you said, it's completely different nowadays. So
Right. I mean, you don't have to go to to make records. Now you can essentially make a whole like
Yes.
make a song in your basement.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially through AI. You don't have to do
It's
anything.
crazy. It's crazy. Do you feel like, so you said you're not a fan? I understand like there's definitely some cons for sure to it, because like, I mean, they were actually, I was reading an article about like actors were talking about, nowadays essentially, um, actors are afraid of the future of AI because apparently you can just kind of go in, they can just take your face and
Yeah.
literally put you on a moon, and you don't have to actually be there. You just sign off, hey, I'm in the movie,
That's crazy.
and they can do whatever they want with you.
That is crazy. I mean, and it was crazy about that is um it's it's almost scary,
Yeah.
because I say it's almost scary because it's like consent. Is that what it is? Consent? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, you can get sued for stuff, this and that, but then it's good and bad because, like I said, what you just said, like, what maybe somebody don't want to go to the moon, but
Right. Right.
they, I mean, it has its pros and cons. Let me say that it definitely has its pros and cons.
Yeah, there's this really quick, a really there's an episode on the new season, I think season 6 of Black Mirror, and there's a scene, there's the entire episode's about that, about like that you could sign off your likeness to this this AI machine that can essentially make a whole movie surround. You don't even have to be on set. And the lady starts, she starts to see like wow, they put episodes out like that. She's like, how did it come out? Like a new episode tomorrow, like literally the next day. Because it takes like months to just make an
Yes,
episode because of timing. So I see that's why that's the pros come in, like, oh, we can get like
yes,
reach deadlines. But then the scary part is that you don't know what you're going to be
you
doing.
don't. No, what's crazy is it's crazy how you bringing all this stuff up because my videographer,
Yeah.
he's a big fan of Black Mirror.
Oh.
And a lot of our video ideas come from like that aspect of like that. And he always brings up ideas from like, no, this one episode on Black Mirror did this. I'm like, oh well, let's try try it. So this is funny you say that because he's a big fan of it, and he tried to take ideas from them. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty deep stuff, honestly, kind of scary. But I was gonna say, yeah, with your album cover, I really loved it, by the way. And tell me a little bit about why that title and what was the process behind that.
um,
I loved it too. It's
oh,
great.
thank you. I really, yeah, thank you a lot. Well, I mean, aloof means kind of like distant, mean, cold. That's what it means. And I'm not sure if anybody noticed. Nobody really pointed it out, but there's 5 songs on there, and each song title spells out aloof. Um,
Yes,
so
that's
uh,
impressive.
yeah, so and each title is kind of corresponding into like how he was feeling. And I'm really this is where my mind goes. My mind goes somewhere else. But uh that's pretty much where my mind was with it, where this whole time he was kind of this guy. He didn't care. He didn't really care about anything. He just didn't. He's so in love. He's obsessed. He's mean. He's blocking out everybody, which again resulted to the ending. And that's really what that stood by. And the cover where you would see my face on it, where it just kind of it's like a neutral face, like he has no feelings, like it's
Right.
just staring out in in this world, just kind of like, yeah, I don't care. Like, so from and that's where my mind goes. Like everything from the title, the picture, the everything is all connected. And my mind goes somewhere else. Like it's weird. Like
No, I love it. I think it's brilliant. It's very uh I kind of got a Childish Gambino vibe from the cover. I was like, wow, like very like, have you seen Atlanta, the
yes,
television
yeah,
series? Literally, it put me in that kind of
yeah,
mode. I was like, whoa, like I bet you have this such a deep. I listened to some of like other stuff that you've done, and I was like, he has a very interesting, intricate mindset, and I think it's. I think we need more of that in music. To be quite honest.
Yes, yes. He's actually I'm inspired by him. He's one of my inspirations. His directing skills and like where his
Oh,
mind goes as well. I love it. I love it so much. And I would he's somebody I want to meet one day actually. And just kind of just pick his mind a little bit. He's definitely an inspiration of mine. So it's crazy how you're bringing up all this stuff that I'm like surrounded by. Like so, but
I love it.
he's one of those guys that I'm like him and is it Jordan Peele?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, he's brilliant. I worked
Love
with him on one project, a documentary, and he's brilliant. He's
yes,
brilliant.
that guy. He's somebody else I want to meet one day and just again just pick his mind and that I feel like I like to label myself. My videographer said, "Man, you're actually a director that knows how to rap." And I'm like,
Yes, absolutely.
it's like 'cause my mind goes somewhere else. But I can't direct though. That's the thing. I don't like I can have ideas, just I can't do it. But but yeah, and you're not again, you're somebody else that said, you know, you give me Childish Gambino vibe. Somebody said they hear that in my cadence. And I didn't know.
No,
Uh
but it's you, and it's like it's fresh, and it's like because nowadays music, and I don't know if you feel this way. I think music is just so it's different. It's different, and I think now it's about streaming and numbers and all this stuff, and you don't really hear really good music.
mhm.
Rarely do you hear like the newers people that are coming out.
Yeah.
It's like
It,
you got your sexy reds, and no offense, but I just you know what I'm saying?
I know
There's
exactly what and I'm kind of like you in terms of like I try to watch what I say, kind of like because I don't want to. I try to understand. I do try to like it's
sure.
a new generation. I try to understand, but it's almost like somebody said. I think Tony Baker said it. He said that there's no like love into the music no more. It's like nobody takes time to make a good solid project no more. It's just kind of like throw something together and here you go. And
Yeah.
with me, that's where you're going to get a TV show, a movie, and it might be boring to some people. And I said this before I released it. I said if you're not into stories, don't listen. Uh, I said I said that to people because I like to try to do different things. I'm very unorthodox with my mindset, and so with me, you're going to get something. You're not going to expect whatever you see me release something. It's like okay, what is he doing now? That's what you're going to get with me.
And I think we yes, and that's so refreshing because when I listen, I do interview a lot of people in the music, and like sometimes you just hear and it's just so empty, and but this one felt so it was it just somehow you resonate, and then it made you like you again you're taking us on a journey,
Mm-hmm.
which I personally love those stories because we can take bits and pieces of people's journey and reflect and just think about life that way. um and yeah, and I was like, wow, this is very brilliant work. It just do you feel like it's really hard as for artists to, especially to nowadays, because getting your music out, just because you're competing also against people that have been around for years, right? On the Billboard charts, you got your Beyonce's, and when Beyonce comes out with an album, it's like no one should make an album, but it's like getting your stuff out and getting it heard. It's kind of tough. How do you do it?
Um, One thing my brother told me was that sticks with me to this day is just do it.
Yeah.
Because I overthink a lot. Um,
Are you a
I actually have
Virgo?
a lot of music I put out, I deleted it because
Oh,
because I release it, then I hear it, and then I hear like a month or two later, and like this is not good, and I keep doing that over and over again. Um, but I've learned to just keep doing it, and it's consistency pretty much. You just got to be consistent. I don't have a big fan base at all. I don't, but I'm starting to see a lot of people gravitate, and I don't know how it's happening, honestly. Um,
Because
because
it's
I'm not.
good.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it is good. It's very good, and it's kind of like shocking to me because I'm like I'm not doing anything crazy right now. But outside of being different, and I'm hoping that is what resonates with people saying, "Oh, JJ Sam is different," and this is what I like because nowadays, like we said, that everything is kind of saturated and kind of sounding the same, and but for me now, I'm really trying to step outside the box and focus on getting myself out there more, and that's what that starts with being consistent, and that's what it is for me, just that, and being different because I don't like blending in. I don't like doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome, you're welcome.
It's
So
so great. So
yeah,
great.
and I just don't like it. So because I feel like if you blend in, how are you going to stand out? It just is it's not going to happen. So while everybody's over there doing their thing, they got JJ Sam over there telling a story. So now everybody's like, okay, let's go see what that guy's doing. That's kind of how I try to look at it. And it may take time, but like I said, as long as I'm being consistent and just kind of keep my head on the right narrow, then I think things will come together for me. So
Oh yeah, 100% they will. 100%. No doubt. No doubt about that. Um, I have a fun question and there's no wrong answer, but the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
oh man. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna eliminate power.
Okay.
I'm eliminating power. Man, give me, give me res, give me respect. Give me respect. I'm choosing respect because that's what I want, and because I feel like I've been doing this for so long, I just want people to be like, just show me my respect. Like, just show me that I deserve I deserve it. Like, and I mean, because money will, money's great, don't get me wrong. But I just want my respect. And that's what everything in life too. I mean, just outside of music, show me respect, I show you respect. Um, you know, but with this specifically, it's almost like I gotta bully my way in. And once I get to that point where I'm like, all right, now I'm finally getting my respect. Here we go. Here we like finally. Like that's what I want. Like so yes, respect. And I honestly, now I think about it, I didn't even know why it took so long to answer that. Yeah, I want respect.
Love it. No, I love that. No, it's a great answer. Question I love asking people, like if you could be managed by any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Um, that's a great question. I will probably have to say off the top of my dome. I'm not gonna say Big L. I think that's too. I don't wanna. He's too gruesome. I don't be around me. I like him, but Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
Ken,
I love it.
look, Kendrick
Love
Lamar. Because I said this to my homeboys. I said if I could ever collab with that guy, I think we can make a, a Grammy, a Pulitzer Prize, something like because how he thinks as well is very genius, very off the wall. Like he just, God, he's amazing. He's
Mhm.
amazing. Somebody else I want to meet one day and pick his mind. And I honestly feel like right now, I feel like if he heard this project, I think he would be very surprised by what he hears. And I think me and him could. I would love to be managed by him. I think he's just like where my mind goes.
Yeah.
I would love for him to pick my mind. Um, so yeah, for sure. Like that would be somebody I'm like, I would like to see both of our minds just kind of like crash and just see what can happen with that. So for sure, him.
I love it. Well, your mouth to God's ears for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to someone out there that's trying to get into music?
Um, I would say just get started. Just start wherever. Honestly, just if I can tell my old self that, that's what I would do. Because you're literally your own worst enemy. Like you are, like, for sure. And this is coming from experience again, because I started in 2011. That's when I started. I
Nice.
didn't start being consistent and really start pushing until like 2019.
Hmm.
That's a long time to really. And I remember from 2011 to like 2017, 18, I'm like, man, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Man, everybody's looking like, you have no music out, so how are you gonna make it? And it was like, I didn't really understand. Like, I was like, that's true. Like, I don't. It's always just kind of like I was in my own way.
Yeah.
And if I can just go back and redo it, I always wonder like how far it would be if I really took this path that I'm on now way back then. So anybody who says like, hey, man, what should I do? I'm like, man, just start, just go, just whatever. It just start with whatever you want to do. Just go, just don't overthink it. Just let it flow. And that's how I feel about life in general. Just let everything flow. Don't overthink it. Just flow with it. And that's what I've been doing. Just kind of just let things flow, and things are really starting to come together for me. So I'm
Right.
appreciative for it. So
Absolutely. It's so interesting you said flow. I actually was talking to a really good friend of mine recently about that. And she was like, she goes, I love that you live your life like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I just live in flow. Because at the end of the day, I'm a believer that you can put anything out there, but the expectation, yeah, you can expect things to come back. But at the end of the day, it's like, just put it out there and live your life.
yes,
Just live
yes,
your life, and you'll be surprised at the things that you like, the seeds that you've sown, that
yeah,
they'll come back. They
yeah,
come back. It's crazy. Like, I've had people call me from like things I've done like 5 years ago, and I'm like, whoa, I forgot. Like, they're like, hey, would you want to do this? And I saw this project that you did, and it's just like they remember. So it's like, definitely, you know um you put that good energy out, and you let go and let God, essentially, right? and
yeah.
and and that's it.
Yes, and it's like probably a bad analogy that I'm about to say, but you kind of get what I'm going. It's like fishing. You throw it out there, and you kind of just wait. Eventually, a fish probably bites, and you reel it in. The reason why I say it's probably a bad analogy, because a fish won't always bite, but
Right.
um, but you kind of get the idea of it. It's just like you say, you just kind of just throw it out there and
Yeah.
just let it happen, and that's life in general. Because at the end of the day, the the universe keeps going. It is never going to stop for anybody. That's how I. So when I tell people I'm like one with the universe, they kind of think that it's like, it's goofy. It's like, but like, no, like the universe keeps going. It never stops for anybody. So
Exactly.
that's why I say just let stuff flow. Like, and things will, work its way out.
Absolutely. What do you want people to walk away with after listening to this album?
Um, that's a lot of things. To know that just know that I'm a good artist. I'm
Yeah.
different. That's really one thing. I want people to. I did this project because I don't want none of my music to sound the same. I want all my projects to sound different. And whenever I show this to people, I want them to say this guy isn't just a good storyteller, but he's really good at what he does. Like, he's really, and it's good because I get different reactions from each song from different people. Some people say like, "Oh, track 4, oh my gosh, like what? The what?" Then they hear the very ending, and that they surprised by the ending. By the way, like a lot of people are surprised by the ending, but
Right.
uh, and to me, that's one of my favorite tracks on there, because it's a very detailed story that kind of shocked people, but the end of the story kind of circles back around to track 1. So it's kind of, but uh, yeah, I just want people to just know that I'm a good artist, and I'm different. That's really what it is. I'm not. I've been trying to tell people that for years and months. Like, because nowadays when people see somebody trying to be a rapper or artist, they think like, everybody trying to be a rapper. Nah, but it's like me. It's like, no, I don't claim myself as being a rapper. I always say I'm a poet, or I'm an artist. Because I create art, and that's what I try to do. Like when you listen to this album, it's not just a club banger or whatever you may say. It's a story, and it may be born to some, but that I'm not trying to grab that audience that wants that, if that makes sense. So I just want people to take away that, man, this guy, he's different. He's good. He's one of the best storytellers of this day and age. That's what I'm working on trying to do. As we speak, just trying to show
You're
people that.
doing it. You're doing it, man. It's good. It's good body of work, really. Very, very well done stuff. Like, I mean, very brilliant work. And yeah, no doubt I'll be somewhere in, I don't know, London somewhere. I'll hear your song over there. I'm like, yo, I remember talking to him on my podcast.
Yeah,
Like, it's gonna happen. Like, no doubt.
I know it is. Out of my
No
mind.
doubt.
May not get from no fans right now, but I give it some time. It's gonna happen. I know.
100%. Where can people find you on social media to follow everything you got going on?
Everything is JJ Sam or I am JJ Sam. Everything is that. That's what everything is. From Instagram, X, Facebook is JJ Sam. Yeah, everything is. There's not many JJ Sams out there, so keep that in mind. I'm
That's
the
true.
one and only, if that makes. But so yeah, everything is JJ Sam or I am JJ Sam. Everything from all socials, even TikTok.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Like literally, we have like a minute left, but thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you all for listening, and always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.